to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So, who's really good at directions? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to do roll call for attendance. So just when I say your name, just say here present. Itzel Rojo. Here. John Roman Galo. Not here. Sanchez. Here. Yaniel Valentin.
Here.
Itzel Rojo. Here. Kate Lao.
Here.
Triana Ramirez.
Here.
Alexandra Moreno.
Here.
Natalie Moreno.
Here.
Mia Castillo. Okay. Andrea Cordova.
Here.
Ashley Flores.
Here.
Michael Leja.
Here.
Jada Perez.
Here.
Ashley Cardona.
Here.
David Perez.
Here.
Genesis Briggs.
Here.
Haley Gonzalez. Not here. And John Roman Galo. Not here. Okay. So you have a quorum. We have public comments, but there's no one here, so no public comments. The next item on the agenda is discussion on possible action on the voting and placement of all Laredo Youth Council elected positions. So, did you all have a chance to review the positions that I shared with you guys? And you all know? Okay. So the process of what we'll do is we'll go position by position. We'll start with chair, co-chair, and then down the list. What we'll do is whoever's interested, raise your hand. Or you can nominate someone. So let's say you can say, I nominate Kate, right? And then someone has to second it for it to count. Or you can nominate yourself and someone seconds it, okay? There can be as many of you as you want to run. We'll do 2-minute speeches for anyone that wants to speak if they're running. And we'll vote by position, and it'll be a closed vote. So I have pieces of paper, you can tear them up, and you can, I need a cup or something, but we'll just draw. You can put them in there, and then we will separate them, okay? So let me open it up to thank you. Y'all want to grab one piece of paper and pass it around? So for president, opening the floor for anyone that wants to run or nominate someone for president.
I'll nominate Genesis Britz over here.
Is anyone second? Anyone else?
Yeah, I second.
Huh?
I second.
You second? Okay, well we're good to if anyone else has so David nominated Genesis, Yaniel second. Anyone else want to run for president? No? Or for chair? I'm sorry. No? Okay. So all those in favor of having Genesis Bridge as chair? Say aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Okay, Genesis, you continue as our chair for the year. Congratulations. So co-chair, moving on to co-chair. The co-chair steps in case the chair is not there, and can assist with other kind of duties, but they kind of just take on the role of the chair if they're not at the meeting or they step away or something.
We start nominating?
Yes?
Oh, I nominate David.
I second.
Okay.
I'd like to run.
Okay. Hold on, and Jada's. Kate nominates?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone want to second her nominations? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. We only need 1 second. It's okay.
Let's go for
But
second.
for the other ones, it's good to have them. Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay. So we'll have David run and Jada run as well. Do y'all want to do speeches?
Yeah. Do you want to hold them at the end or do you want to do them now?
I'd rather go right now so you can also
She's
see in
switched
case,
She
you know.
like switched our names. She was the
Oh,
same.
I'm Kate.
Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Kate. Jada seconded.
Yes.
So Kate and David.
Yes.
Sorry.
Would you like to go first?
And for the speech? You can go first.
Oh, I get to go first. Do I stand up?
However you want.
I feel better standing up. I'd like you to run for me, or vote for me, because I'm running. I'm pretty nervous, but I feel like I get along with Genesis pretty well, and she knows what she's doing. And I feel like I can work really well with her to know what I'm doing eventually. Oh, thank you.
Okay. I can do a sitting down, I'm fine. Well, yeah, I would like for you all to vote for me too. I do think I am fit for the role because I'm president of my class and, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm used to like multitasking and handling everything. And I obviously am going to get to work with you and I think we all know she knows what she's doing. She's her second year. And yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, so you have a piece of paper. If you want to just rip off a piece and then write down who you want to vote for and put your names up. So the names were David and Kate.
Yeah.
Do you want to fold them up and put them in here? With the cover on.
We're still good.
Can you pass me one of the...
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can keep the pen for now. You're going to probably take it back around.
meetings and those meetings takes a lot. Yeah, they say they suck the fish like dead out of the river. And the
Yeah,
birds
say hi to her
sometimes
for
get
me.
strapped
I'm Yanni.
with the primes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yanni. Yanni.
they have to fish it out.
But people call me Yanni. She don't go by Yanni.
Okay, so I say Yanni.
Says hi.
There's no one
Something
different.
So it's just in middle school. She.
They say it happens quite often actually.
Oh.
I like the sound now.
You're welcome, guys.
But like in middle school, she was like
Okay.
really heavy.
Kate, you are the new co-chair.
Congratulations.
David, you can still run for one of the other positions.
That's okay.
No?
No, I will.
Okay, the next position is secretary. The secretary, that is probably one of the more important positions, which we had someone, but they lacked last year. Just how Victor's recording all the meetings, we're supposed to take notes, which I'm doing for this meeting, which are the minutes, basically, in terms of a vote, in terms of something is said of importance, so that it's recorded, because it is, like I said, a public meeting, so anyone can kind of go back and say, hey, what did the youth council decide on this, or what was talked about? So we're supposed to be sending written record of what happens in the meeting. They don't need to be full-fledged 10-page reports of everything that was said, everyone who laughed. Like, no, it's just basic information. So that position is really important. So would anyone like to nominate or self-nominate for that position?
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific format for the notes?
There's not one specific, but I have I have examples from the other committees, so they all do them a bit differently. But there is a technical format. Some write really long, some write 2 sentences. So it just depends. So we would share that with you.
I nominate myself.
Okay, Jada.
I'll second her.
Okay. Anyone else? Are you all good with moving forward with Jada as your secretary?
Yes. Congratulations, Ms. Secretary.
Council parliamentarian. This one, it keeps order during the youth council meetings using parliamentary law with Robert's Rules of Orders, which the city of Laredo follows. It's not a very intense position. It's in case you have heated debate or a lot of people talking, you move the meeting, and we can give you a little guide as to who says what, kind of understanding the rules of, hey, someone, you can't just say, okay, Jada, I appoint you. Like, no, like someone has to second the fact to nominate your vote and stuff. So it's someone that just moves those technicalities. Does anyone?
Motion to run for parliamentary.
Second.
I second.
Okay. 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 Are we all good with Congratulations. Wow, y'all aren't competitive.
Not here, but in UIL.
Council historian, I believe is the last position. The historian shall keep a record of all functions as a youth council, such as photos and a scrapbook. Last year we didn't do this. We had someone, but we need someone that'll be in the meetings that maybe can send us pictures to post on the city's Facebook, or create different, maybe, help give the city secretary a log of what you did in terms of photos or events. So, Diana? Oh, there's a lot.
I motioned for myself to be nominated.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna go. Come on, you gotta
Oh, she
take
gotta
the calls
get
of the meetings. I'm just kidding. It's okay. You don't have to. Triana, so Triana self-nominates. Triana, does someone second Triana?
I'll second.
Oh.
Okay, okay.
Evan.
Then Kate seconds. Anyone else? What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley self-nominate?
Yes.
Does anyone second?
I second.
What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. 10 seconds. Anyone else?
I'll self-nominate myself again.
David. So, nominates. Someone second?
I'll self-nominate myself.
Whoa, I should have said the competition thing earlier. Michael, self-nominate. Anyone seconds?
I second.
Who was your name?
Ashley
Ashley, which Ashley?
Flores.
Flores. Okay, anyone else? No? Okay. Do y'all want to do speeches?
Yes, please.
Okay. You go first? Or who wants to go first?
I go first again. I think we
You,
saw how
no,
well
I
that
mean
went
you.
last time.
Someone else can go first.
Please.
Okay, Diana?
My name is Triana, and last year I was also in the youth council, and last year I got to experience it and kind of know more like how it goes. So yeah.
No, I'll go last.
Next.
I could go. Okay.
Yeah, you
I'm Ashley. I was already taking pictures right now when we were walking around.
She's already on top of
Pictures
it.
already. I really like taking pictures. I normally like to see from the back and take pictures of everyone. And so I feel like I would be really fit for the role. And I'm very orderly, so I would be at every meeting taking pictures. And yeah, it's really fun. And so, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. My name is Michael Anthony Leja Jr. I actually am a officer in a couple clubs. One of them being at my magnet school. I am the vice president. In drama, I am sergeant in film, I'm in sergeant in arms, and just recently I'm for my drama class in BMT. I am a I forgot what I was, but yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, I'm good at taking pictures as well. I've been in yearbook before for middle school. I know how to take very good pictures, and I always try to be here, and so yeah.
Well, you guys all hear what they have to offer, and I think it's pretty good what they offer, honestly. But what I do bring, I am a very creative person, and I'm not very normal. I wouldn't say I am. So I feel like that would bring out in what I try to bring in our team, so to speak. And I would very much like to take pictures of you all candid doing things alongside for the city. So, yeah. He's a surgeon, apparently. That's actually very cool. I don't know what that really means, but I do.
Sergeant at
Arms.
Sergeant at Arms.
It's basically control the meeting, bring order.
Yes. And I'm not in very much outside of, well, what I do, which is personal hobbies. I write music, I sing music, I play music. I do art on my free time, and I do take photographs very often. I have gone to photography classes since I was very young, along with piano classes. I am very versatile, and I do have an IQ of 158. So vote for me, guys.
Thank you. So I will pass the cup around this way.
What was it? I think that was.
So we had Ashley, Triana, David,
Nice, yeah.
and Michael.
Yeah. I feel like this last really helped kick it in. They did. Honestly, photography classes don't really matter if you're taking them on your phone, though. Exactly, that's the point. I'm actually not voting. I will let you know I did vote for you. You knew.
Okay.
I'll vote for you.
Do you want me to give it to
Oh my gosh, now I feel bad. I actually did vote for you. It's all about the love, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, that's okay. Don't worry. Go. Cool.
I got everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I could have myself. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Like you like to paint.
Dude, I do everything.
Oh. I wasn't aware.
No, it's okay. Nobody's aware.
Oh.
I'm not a very
That's because I like to paint too. What's your favorite?
out there. My favorite medium, I like oil paintings.
Oh.
Sometimes I like to paint.
I would never try charcoal. It scares me.
Oh, it's so scary. My hands always get so messy and
Yeah.
like my face is black. It's not.
I've already accidentally eaten oil paint. I didn't want to.
I've eaten it. It's like,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
Turns out you're supposed to use gloves. I was there blending it with my finger.
That's what you do?
Really blurry.
You don't just use a butter and a brush.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. It's not the same texture. Like on the carpets.
That was more like
So there was one that's illegible. Does anyone know who wrote a corner like this?
That's Mike, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I don't know where to look. Okay.
So Ashley is your new historian.
I lost 2 things.
So your board is, your officers are Genesis Brits, Kate De La O, Yan Yan, right? No. Yan Yan, his parliamentarian, Jada, secretary, and Ashley, historian. Congratulations. One thing to note, which I tried to tell some of them last year as well, is you have officers, but I would really like for you guys to take on more projects than we did last year, and you can create subcommittees. So for instance, for the creation of the bylaws, we had a subcommittee of 3 to 4 that met to create them. That committee actually gets to do work. The chair of the committee should not be in that committee. You know, like they already manage this. You need a committee, and within the committee, you have a subcommittee chair. If we, you know, I want you guys to do something substantial. When you do have that subcommittee and that subcommittee chair would be the ones that would most likely lead the presentations to city council or anything greater, which is just as important as being a chair of the overall. You're probably more involved. You have more opportunity to be involved that way. So you can see it like that. As a historian, if more of you want to get involved, you could create a subcommittee of some sort to help you take that on and have it be a shared responsibility that you could lead as well. So if you want to get more people involved. So yeah, and then I know some of you all will have questions. I will get with you. So okay, moving on. Okay, discussion with action on summer internships. Did anyone here not participate in the summer internships? Okay. We can still schedule something for you if you would like, but from the rest of you, did anyone come to utilities? You did? Okay, so like one person. How many of you went to HR? Okay. Cool. A lot of you. Airport? Okay.
just one. I
Animal
missed
care?
out. It was so good.
Yeah. Animal care? Health? Okay. So as you can see, you all went to different places. I'm going to send you the list of who went where. And what I would like is for at the next meeting, for you all to put together a presentation, super short, just talk together, or like 2 slides of what you did there. And hopefully, like, did you guys learn something about the city that you didn't know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be good for the rest of us to hear what you learned, because I mean, had never even been here, so there's a lot of things that we can learn from each other about what we do. So that'll be for the next meeting. Do you all have feedback on the internships for us to take into consideration next year?
Your team cooperation is lacking, I'd say.
Why?
After talking with a few of the people in the main building at City Hall, a lot of them, when they have to do interdepartment work, they don't communicate very effectively, and there's a lot of things left out.
Can you give me an example? Like, I just.
When video, or what was it called?
Public access?
Public access, when they were doing some of their videos, they couldn't really get the employees that they needed when they were trying to do videos in one aspect, and
Okay.
that was just that alone. And then when they were working with, say, public records, and they had to pull something,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And a big problem that almost everyone was saying is that they get calls from like different departments, and they have to send them somewhere else. That was the biggest issue that I got
Okay.
from that.
Anything else?
I'd say maybe like not necessarily have a better agenda, but like maybe send a summary of what each department has like going, or like an outline for them to follow. Because like I know that when I went to health, they gave me a presentation that they already had like planned out, but they said that that presentation like was something that they had had previous years that they didn't really know what they were supposed to do this year.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's like a one department thing or if it's
I mean,
or what.
yeah, that's fair though.
The engineering department had no idea I was going. Yeah, they didn't know, but it was still fun.
Same thing with animal care. They didn't know it was going in.
Yeah, same.
At Animal Care?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Okay.
Attorney was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who did you get paired with, or how did that
I
go?
got paired with what's your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra. And what we did was that we helped research laws. Basically, something that I did not know was that in order to like make a law, like a new ordinance, what they call it, city ordinance, they have to have like, it's better when they have like other cities that have similar laws, because then it's easier to like make the actual paperwork. And so they had us like look at other like cities here in Texas to see if they have a similar law with what they wanted to pass. That was pretty cool.
Cool. Thank you. So yeah, those are the kind of things I want to hear, or that, you know, I think would be beneficial for everyone to hear from, you know, the other departments you all went to. And if you had issues getting information, well then maybe we don't present on that one. but yeah. Okay. Discussion of possible action on selection of project for the year. So last year we kind of tried to do like a workshop for like a leadership workshop at the end of the year. We didn't do it. It takes a lot, and I'm sure some of you have heard me say this. My role here is to facilitate for you guys, answer your questions, help you post agendas, get things on the agenda, move your concerns. But you are here really to be kind of like the voice of the youth. Like if you want to say, Karen, I would like to hear more about what the city's doing with the water system. The water master plan. We can have someone present that to you. You can present to city council on certain things. You can do different things. It shouldn't be always for us, like this agenda, I put the items on. But if you read the bylaws, there's a process for you to put them on the agendas, and there's projects that you can do. Last year we wanted to do a leadership workshop, off-site during the day, bring in a speaker, have a full day where you could also invite students from your school. But while that's something I can help you, hey Karen, how can I get a room? You all need to be the ones to, hey, I talked to my counselor, I talked to my school, be a pulga and get them to answer you, rather, like for them to say yes, that you can do this, that you would be able to get students out. How many you want, what would your day look like? I can help you, but it is for you to do first. So if you're interested in doing something like that this year, and you have a whole year to do it now, we're welcome to do that. But something that I would like you guys to also focus on is pick a topic, think you have a month to think about it, for the youth council to focus on. That at the end of the year, you can go to council and provide your recommendations as a youth council. If you want to do it for anything else, you can, but I want one that'll say you're going to take this a whole year and you can all go together and present it. For instance, what if parks, right? Let's say you think parks should be a certain way, or how parks will benefit people in the future, and there's lots of things that you don't see in our park system. You can present something like that, and you can meet with the parks department during the year. You can have different meetings, you can hear from different people, and we actually, I think we passed it, don't quote me on this, but we have a parks master plan that details how parks, and this is new, what constitutes as a park, where should parks be located. A park shouldn't say, oh, my neighborhood needs a park, here's a park. Should be, well, what's the distance between this neighborhood to this other park, and how are those parks connected? And so there's a lot of different rules, but to give your recommendations based on what's in that book and based on what you actually do and what you do with your friends and your families, what you think Laredo needs. That could, I'm throwing that out there as kind of what you could think of, or projects for economic development. What kind of businesses do you like when you go to other cities? You reach out to other cities and say, hey, like, how did you get those types of businesses, and why you think maybe they should be here and why they benefit the youth, or would benefit future generations. Or how you think we can better educate our youth on municipal government and ideas that you have that we can work to implement. So I don't know, like, do you guys kind of get where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Are there any kind of ideas that you have at the top of your head that you would?
I was talking with my activities counselor at the start of the year, and she was hoping to see if we could do something for autism awareness and get maybe a book reading out there during Thanksgiving.
A book reading?
A book reading, yeah. I wanted to see if we could get a book reading at the North Central Park at the amphitheater. She wanted to see if we could bring out like a few elementary buses from the elementaries around the area, maybe like one from each school, and bring some off.
During the day?
Yeah, during the day we do a little book reading, we televise it, and we offered like free community support there as well, like a little book drive.
Okay. But that's like one day specific.
Yes.
Okay, that's a cool project that you all can take on. So that would be like a small, not the year project, but that's something you could bring up at the next meeting to, or you could motion to say, hey, like, I would like to lead this, and then if the rest of the group agrees, we could look into it. But yes, that's a good idea. So, what else?
Maybe we could have community hours be more accessible to students. Things that aren't like donating cans, things, more activities that the city could implement, where we could like gather as a community and have students.
Maybe we just gather the information for students and put it in one place, because there is a lot of opportunities.
I know that there are opportunities, and we're seeking this out, right? Like all of us seek this out. But I know that not that many students are aware of what the city does. And it does a lot, but most kids aren't aware.
But, okay. That's a good start. But also think about, I guess our goal for the youth council too is so people learn about city government and what you can do. How many of us complain or see people complain online about, the city it doesn't do this, or you want certain things in a certain way. That's why you have that's why you have city council members. That's why they represent you on a board. That's why you can, you should be able to talk to them. And there's so many things that the city, or that, maybe I also feel the community doesn't know about. I like your idea about the community service, but maybe think a little bit bigger than that, because that's also a school or a school district. That's a little bit more their role to be able to have that directly for you, because that affects your college admissions and that, you know what I mean? That's a little bit more education based. So yeah, you get think, yes, that's a good direction, but maybe like a little bit bigger.
Could we think of actually my mission, could we do like a documentary where we go through each department and we interview certain people, seeing their aspects of their job,
That
and then
would
we
be
try to
cool.
submit it into a festival at the end of the year.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
Another thing, a project that I was inspired by because I went to the engineering department, but then they had meetings like with the planning department as well because they work hand in hand. One of the things that I was talking about with the head engineer, Mr. Chavez, was, what are we doing for the what do you call them? The nursing homes, sorry, like the old people shelters that we have here in Laredo. I mean, they have AC boxes. They don't have central AC. They are living inhabitably, practically. And we have so many people in the city of Laredo that are living inhabitably, honestly. Like, you cannot physically live in their house without having infestations, without having air coming in, without having the heat, the freeze coming in. And a lot of these people are older, low income, probably without papers, or just retired Laredo citizens. And just because of their citizenship or just because they're retired doesn't mean they should be neglected. So one of the things that I was talking about with him was, what are we doing for this? And I know that they are remodeling a lot of the shelters for older people. But also I know that, for example, when you sell a condo or when you sell an apartment complex, the city has to go in and inspect it. Something about that department needs to better, because there are a lot of apartments, a lot of condos that I've personally experienced and have seen landlords, they get a pass with just simply painting over the top, but they don't actually analyze them. And so often these places are actually inhabitable, full of infestation, but city departments aren't aware of that because they're not thorough with their check-ins. So that was one of the things. Another was a project that's inspired by the celebrity couple. Their name is Adrienne Houghton. She was one of the Cheetah Girls. I don't know if you know who she is. But she and her husband have this project called the Besos Project. And basically what they do, which I thought about community service hours, is where they go ahead and every weekend they have a group of people that goes and puts together care baskets or like deodorant, shampoos, stuff like that, to give to homeless people. Not donate to a homeless shelter, but go to homeless people where we see the most and give them these like packages for them. Because I know that we don't have a legitimate homeless shelter in Laredo, do we? We have individual people that have come together to bring things together in churches, but nothing that is government and city oriented.
Correct. But on that point, we actually, and if you would like, we can get them to present to you. The city just finished with a consultant, a homeless consultant. I think they worked under Barack Obama. Then now they do consulting work. And they did like an analysis on the homeless population in Laredo. And one of the things, yes, you're right, we don't have like the city, or there's not a huge organization. Probably the largest one is like Bethany House. Yeah. And they're trying to grow and they're trying to work better with the city. But yes, you're right, we don't have something. But something that he pointed out, kind of like a little bit against what you're saying, is that the homeless people in Laredo have it to, I'm paraphrasing, we give them everything. We give them a place, even if we don't have a full-time shelter, they know where they can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's people giving out blankets all the time and food and supplies, so we make it so easy to be homeless here, right? So considering that we just got that feedback and we're trying to find other sources, maybe something with the homeless population, but not directly of the giving.
Yeah, I think another thing is that the food and the blankets are great, but we're not helping them get a job. Yeah. I mean, they don't have an address, they can't have a resume, they can't, even if they go to the library and fill out a resume there, a library card usually requires an address. What are they going to put? So I think having creating workshops with people that are willing to give them jobs. I mean, there's this guy right by Legacy, the gym on Shiloh, that he has a sign saying, I am willing to work. And he doesn't look like those homeless people that are doing drugs. He is in regular pants, regular shirt. He just needs a job. But maybe he doesn't speak English. I have yet to seen a city-oriented workshop that actually trains people that are native Spanish speakers who don't know English to train them how to work, to build a resume, to apply to jobs. And I know that the city has really great benefits when you work for the city, so getting them a job there would also be great, because a lot of these people, I mean, we can help our parents as first-generation students. I can help my parents get a job as a first-generation child, but some of them don't have that, and so they don't know where to start. So instead of food and blankets, helping them build so that they're no longer homeless, and the city spends less money on things like that.
That's a cool project.
And it goes beyond the homeless. I think something that you pointed out was the housing crisis in Laredo. I'm not sure if you guys know what the Barrio Azteca is. It's this sector in Laredo which is extremely poor. It's extremely poor. Like, I've gone there with my church, my local church, and I mean, this freeze completely destroyed them. And obviously, especially like during November, we usually go there, because of Thanksgiving and stuff. But it hasn't gotten any better. It's been like that for like ages. I remember that when I was there, we used to do that too, and it's still a really bad area, a really bad sector of Laredo. So maybe we could do like an interview with people from that area, like low-income people in poverty, and we could interview them, see what they want the city to do. And that could be something that we could present to the city council and see how we could benefit those low-income people who aren't necessarily poor but have extremely bad housing units.
Another little small project we could do is on the back of that, we do a workshop, but instead of actually aiming it for the homeless people, we do teach kids how to write their college applications and show them which ways and which routes are the best. We help them with financial aid. And I know we already do a lot of that, but a lot of these students, they start way too late, and it should be better and city oriented as well to teach these kids from very early on that they need to get serious about their future.
Maybe through the library, work on a session with them.
Yeah, because I know schools have college prep classes, but at least UIZ only gives them to the top 30%.
Oh, really?
So they don't give them to anybody under the top 30%, which I understand, but it's based on potential to go to the university, as if the bottom 30 couldn't go. So
Yeah, and anybody can go to university. It's just it's their decision if they want it or not.
Yeah, and also these kids aren't given they're getting university shoved down their throats, and it doesn't seem like there's much option outside of university. And I know that we push vocational school a lot, though there are a lot of other options outside of vocational schools that we don't like. Texas has a very big apprenticeship program here, and we don't utilize it. Like, you can get a apprenticeship with a diesel repair engine, and you can make so much money off of that just down the line.
So I personally like where we're going kind of here, because you're touching on something with education. You're touching on something that affects people your age, and that'll leave a lasting impression. Kind of, I don't know how much we can do with the city through the school, but I know through the library system, through we work a lot with Laredo College to do training programs. So with COVID, we got American Rescue Plan money, and we worked with Laredo College to do trainings for CDL drivers, because what industry needed people here in Laredo? CDL drivers. So we trained them, and they were able to go get jobs. And I think, that kind of helps, maybe finding a way to educate people more on that is an option. You don't have to go to college, but how can we work to educate people that there's more than, one path and stuff.
I think the Texas Apprenticeship Program is one of the main things we should be focusing on, because it does offer a lot of things. And though there are not a lot of businesses in Laredo that do participate in that, outside in other cities in Texas, they do give that a lot. And if we could bring that here, that would be very helpful to a lot of people. It's a very good alternate source of income, aside from college and the degree.
Yeah, help them get on their feet, and show them the jobs and all that stuff.
I mean, when most people's social media feeds and is just random useless stuff that just gives them entertainment. It's not good. The issue we should be focusing on in that sense is just getting these kids a place to connect with people that actually have a vision for their future. Because most people don't have that.
Yeah, help them guide them, and it's because like we said, some kids don't as soon as they get to the age where they're supposed to decide, they don't know. But with some people, they already know what they want to do and all that stuff. But to help people, show them what do you want to do in life and all that.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that because especially in my school, we have this new magnet tutoring thing, magnet peer tutoring, and no kids showed up, and that's because it's only being offered to magnet kids. When you're offering it to the top kids, they're not going to take it because they don't need help necessarily. And so we've barely started talking about opening it up to normal students, and hopefully we get more people in that. But when you only offer to the people who don't need it because they're doing it themselves, instead of to the people who do need it but they're not looking for it themselves, it's very hard to do.
So continue thinking, figure out if you had an idea like some of you had today, flush it out a little so that we can talk about it next month and hopefully make a vote so that we can do that long-term project. If you want to, oh, I thought you had a question. If you have something like another project, I know you brought the autism one to the table, or something smaller in your bylaws, it tells you how to add,
You have to have 2 people supporting your.
yeah, and you just add it to the agenda. So, that's how you can bring it.
Does Laredo Youth Council or by any chance any other like it's called city council have like social media? Sorry.
I'd rather you not. No, they don't.
Okay.
We don't have a policy on it, but it becomes a little tricky because it's a public committee, but we don't have a staffer to manage that, and it's a city committee, so I don't know that I can give it to one of you to manage, so it becomes tricky. But like, what did you want it for?
Oh, like I was just thinking that like what you were talking about in terms of giving information to students. I feel like if we were gonna have like events, then we'd have to have a place where we would post such
So
events.
we would do it through the city website, which if you've seen it, there's a lot, but we're actually updating it. The city website, through our public information office, we would share it.
Well, I feel like if you're asking kids to go to a website, they're not going to really do that. It would
Well,
be.
they also can post it on Facebook, but through the city's Facebook. Not.
Then again, you're trying to reach to the youth audience here, and you're using mediums that they don't normally go to.
So where do you want to go?
What if we make like our own Instagram page?
That's
go to
another thing,
Instagram,
the
you go to-
legalities that go into it. We have to present
it's
it
the
to
same
city
thing
council.
as a Facebook
Yeah.
page.
We presented to city council, right? Like their approval to create like.
On
No.
Instagram.
Let me ask at work. It's or within like my team, but it's a little tricky. Like why not through the city Facebook page?
Because
Because
kids
people our
nowadays
age
don't
don't
utilize
check
it.
it.
Youth.
Okay, so what do you use?
I would say
Instagram.
Instagram is
We
the
also
number
have
one.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could-
like, that's-
we could
that's
do
how I
that.
found out about the community.
Okay.
We could do it through
So
Facebook.
Instagram works.
And then just through personal accounts, repost it and like encourage like all
Yeah,
our
and
peers.
that's one of
Right.
the main things that we did. Well, I did help with last year, but I think even if we're not able to, I think the city needs to start creating a policy for that because times are changing.
Yeah.
Social media, gotta
It's
do that.
evolving and all
Yeah.
that.
And
I mean, when you
again,
have-
even if we don't do it this year, like just having someone at least create something that we could again post on our personal Instagrams that like links people to that website.
Well, yeah, we'll have stuff like it'll be somewhere online.
Somewhere
I just don't know
online.
about creating your own
Yeah.
because who would own it?
Well, then we could.
Right, but you're not a city employee.
Mhm.
And for example, all our social media in the city is public record. So we have to connect our stuff to a system that can trace back anything that was edited, deleted, shared, the whole.
Well, I don't want to overburden you, right? Like I don't want to overburden you, but maybe we could like create the post and then you post it or you manage it.
Yeah, I mean, we could
Could
do that.
we-
Like, if you have a certain way to say something, or you want to do it, you share it with us, and we post it. I think I did that last year for some things.
Yeah, for the vaccine.
For the vaccine and some. I think there was one more thing, and you're welcome to share it. You're welcome to even if Ashley takes a photo, or we do a graphic for you guys, or you do the graphic. You want us to post it as long as the city approves it. We can post it, and you can post it on your own pages as well. Like that's not a problem. Were you ready something? Too?
Well, couldn't we just go to IPO and we ask them to have the account, but we just submit
IPO?
our information public?
The Public Information Office? No,
PIO.
because that's a new account. That's still a new account.
They can't run it for us, and then we just submit what we want to post.
They
To
already
them.
have a lot of work, and
Well, yes, but you.
yes, but we already have a city page, so why would we give them another page? I see your point, but you're still sharing in the same place. I know
yes.
it's not what you want to hear.
No, it's
I
okay,
know,
man.
but
It's just.
it's an additional page. We've tried also creating for other things, other pages, but
When Laredo's majority population is the youth, shouldn't you be targeting them specifically instead of going on Facebook, which is, I
what
mean,
do you want them to create?
You don't have to create anything. You just give announcements that are
But I'm a little
catered to the
confused
youth.
because you're saying so where do you want to put it?
Instagram would be what.
Okay, so
Instagram
we
is
have a
you.
city Instagram. So
I feel
are
like,
you not okay posting it through that one?
No, I just feel like this one would be like a separate page more for like the youth, like not separating
You
it,
offer
but like
activities
kinda
and
separate.
events based on the youths.
Think
That's where
that-
you could give workshops to youths, or
Yeah.
you show them community drives that they could use to get hours if they wanted, or anything of that sort. That is more catered to the youths of Laredo instead of just everyone in specific. Because when you're getting very broad, you're getting to seniors, you're getting to people who pay taxes.
I see your okay. I see your point. Staffing or
We can't do that, it's okay.
It's a little bit of an issue, but if we were to do something like that, I could see it being more not a youth council page, but kind of like a
Laredo Youths.
Huh?
The Laredo Youth page.
Right, like something a little bit more specific that it's not for the youth council. That is.
I mean, that could work.
Well,
We
that
don't
would
have
work
to
just as
own it.
well.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
asking for our own specific thing. We just want something that we can use as a medium to inform the youth of Laredo.
Yeah, like we don't have to own it. It's just like we'd want something catered more towards the youth. It's like what I'm hearing, right? Something that we could utilize, and again, have it someone from the city manage it, and then we just send whatever we create or whatever new announcements we have from the city. We could send it to them, and we could post it.
If let's say this would be okay.
Mhm.
Let's say so, like Ashley as a historian, would you be comfortable doing the post for the page?
Yeah, I could take pictures and create like the templates with creative messages inside. Yeah. Like the post, and I would just like send them to you, right?
Okay. Let me see what the protocols would be because there's a lot of different things. One is staffing, two is who would manage it. Also, I don't want to create, we have a lot of pages, and I'm sure you've seen them in other places, that pages are created. And you all might be super gung-ho about it. But then the next council may not. And then so it dies. And then we have another page that's just randomly there that some people find, and they lose. And
So you said that there isn't a protocol about this?
there's
For the
a
city?
There's protocols, but no policy. Like there's
well, there is a
nothing-
social media policy, but in terms of all the pages, there has every time we create something, it has to get approved.
Mm.
So what are
I'm just thinking that maybe that's something that we could bring up, you know, have a more standardized process or like an easier way. Because I mean, again, like, we're in the age of technology, something that it's gonna keep evolving. Like maybe we use Instagram right now, but like what you said, we might use something different in the future.
Yeah.
And like having that as a standardized process would be something that the city should look into.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. We are trying to look into it. It's just we're doing some departments have it right now, some don't, but we're working on a full city one because it's not really fair that one department could do it one way and another one can't. So you have a point. So I will get you all an answer on social media. What else? You did, so for the next meeting, we can talk about that project for you all to do. And you're welcome to bring up items for other smaller projects. We already did the presentation and the tour of the water museum and the plant. Do you have any feedback on that or any comments? No?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I just most people don't even know that there's a museum, a water museum. in
Yeah.
Laredo.
Yeah, me neither.
And my dad walked by and he was like, "We have one of those." And I was like,
We only have two in
"Really?"
Texas.
Hmm?
We only have two in Texas.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And it's free and you get free
Mhm.
to see it. Cool.
And I like the little center they have here, like especially like if they bring like you know elementary school, like I have like elementary siblings right
Oh,
now.
yeah, you should bring them. I
Yeah.
think they're open also one Saturday a month.
Yeah, and they would like it. They'll like it and find it interesting.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Then other business.
I was a little surprised at the lack of redundancy at the facility over there.
The lack of.
The lack
Like
of
a good
redundancy.
thing?
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Redundancy is
What do you mean
nice.
lack of redundancy?
There's only one person watching the monitors at a time.
Mhm.
First of all, there's only one person checking the water at a time. That's you don't double. I don't think that you guys necessarily double check it when you send it out, or you don't have a second person checking it at the very least, which is something that's very important with something that you're supplying to the entire city.
Like
Yeah.
like the health department, they have a complete section dedicated to water. That's where I went, and like they were saying that oftentimes they have to do like daily checks. Is something that they're like adamant about, and they always come and check the river because that's where we get our water. Well, the one thing that they did mention to me was that they have a problem getting that information across to Mexico, and like a lot of issue is that Mexico areas that are upriver, they'll get information but they won't be able to relay it back to us. And so they'll know that there's a problem, but like a problem will happen here that they already had like managed over there, but we won't get that information because of the fact that it's in a different country, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I'm not sure how that would work because like it's an international policy, right?
Yeah.
But that was pretty interesting.
Other business. In the summer, we had Haley Gonzalez, who's not here. She went to Texas Municipal Information Officers, like a conference, a state conference on communications. We are possibly interested in taking another group of 1 to 3 of you, October 7th, I believe, to Texas Municipal League conference in San Antonio. I believe it's in San Antonio or Austin. And it's the state organization that deals with city municipalities. They do have another conference for the youth, but that one's different. This one, you would be able to listen into presentations that they do just for general municipalities, and they have people from all departments and across the state there. So would any of you be interested in going?
This is like law related, right?
Huh?
Law related municipalities and stuff. Like what
Like
exactly
city.
is debated in yeah.
Municipalities.
Yeah.
Municipality is a city.
Like but like for like San Antonio or for like
From
department?
Texas.
Oh, okay.
Just a conference.
You all would be interested? Okay.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
very interested.
So, as soon as I confirm that, I will send out an email. Because there seems to be a few of you interested, it'll probably be through lottery. So, and that would be free of charge. I do ask though that whoever goes, if we do go, we will come back and present to the rest of the group what you learned over there, and possibly even to city council, because they don't go to that. So that would be good for you, if we do go.
So we can give feedback on what we saw out of the town
Mhm.
and what they do and
Yeah,
all
and your
that.
point of view. Do you have any other comments?
I don't think it's. I have another thing. I don't think it should necessarily be us that does it, but a weekly like podcast type thing, or just a little information channel for people to get a hold of what happens during the city council meetings, but a condensed version.
We actually do have that.
You do?
The PIO's office, through them, we do it.
I
And
thought they did just the video live streaming thing.
No, they release, I think it's on YouTube, it should be, after every city council meeting, they do that week a recap of the top items. So if you go on the
Cool.
Facebook
It's like
page.
5
or you
minutes
go-
No,
on
no, I know
average.
that
Yeah.
one, but that's just a like
The
a
what?
video thing.
Huh?
I was thinking about like just a different medium form.
Not a video?
Yeah, no. Most people, I know that I listen to podcasts on like the way to anything in the morning. I put it on, and I just think it's better to get as many forms of media out there as you can.
Like do you listen to Spotify? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah, in the
Or
morning.
like
put that-
maybe like-
iTunes or
I mean,
no,
it's the
the
same concept,
podcast
we
app
just
or
upload the
like
video,
Apple
Spotify.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the
you can
audio.
do
Transfer
that.
it,
Just
yeah.
also, I know it sounds very easy, but remember,
That's yes.
staffing is also anywhere, right? We're actually, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you've quit a job recently, but yeah, we have trouble, just like every other place, hiring people and keeping people in jobs. So it's, people are leaving at a much faster rate, people are retiring, and that's affecting not just us as a city, but I think most organizations
Across the US.
yeah. So as much as we want to do things, it's also from a employer perspective, you want to do all these things, but which sound great, but if you don't have the staff, how can you start something and then have it,
Just there.
yeah, just there, or fail if, you don't have the people there to keep it going when you
Yeah.
need it. So I know we do have different podcasts, but those come through the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and they do them more for like things that, like activities to do and what's going on around the city from a CVP perspective, like a visitor perspective, not from here.
Yeah.
but that's a good idea. I know that they've looked at it for the future, but they're not doing the podcast right now. And the videos are new, so we're getting there. Maybe like in a little bit we'll do podcasts. Do you guys have any other comments or questions or no? Okay. Does anyone want a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
Meeting's adjourned.
Nice job, guys.